You're tuned in into Power Moves with Amaya, the podcast where bold ideas, real stories, and unstoppable entrepreneurs take center stage. I'm your host, Amaya Eden, and we're here to drop gems, spark action, and help you make your next move your best one. Let's get into it.
Thank you, Marquetta Deville, for being on Power Moves with Amaya. And I'm so glad that you're here because when I think of entrepreneurship, you were one of the top people that I thought about. I'm like, she needs to be on this podcast to explain her journey. So I just want people to know about who you are and how you got started with your journey.
Okay, thank you so much for having me. As you said, my name is Marquetta Deville. I'm the Real Estate Auntie. And what I love about what I do is entrepreneurship. I found to be my purpose, my ministry. It has given me an opportunity to do what I actually do on an everyday basis. They say when you become an entrepreneur, what would you do even if you didn't get paid for it, right? And so, one thing that I noticed is that doors are always opened. And so I want to make sure that I can plug people in where they need help. And so entrepreneurship has given me the opportunity to do just that. When somebody needs a home, I can help you get a home. If you need education on getting a home, I can do just that. And it's so funny. I was recently asked, but why the real estate auntie? And so the reason I chose to be the real estate auntie as my brand, as you know, you have your mom, you have your dad, you have your grandparents, but your auntie, that is the person that you can really keep it real with, and they're going to tell you a right from wrong, and then you know how to receive it, right? It's not mom just saying, no, Amaya, you can't do that because of X, Y, and Z. Your auntie will say, baby, that don't make no sense. And you receive it differently, right?
Mm-hmm.
So being the real estate auntie sets me apart from everybody else who's in real estate. And there's like, what is it, 15,000 realtors in state of Nevada alone.
Wow.
And so being the real estate auntie, I'm I've created this safe place to where it doesn't matter if you're not ready for a home today. Eventually, you're going to keep hearing me in the back of your mind saying, you know what? My auntie told me that I need to get into a home. And you begin to work on that, and it has a different effect than you just seeing somebody on television or hearing them on the radio or running into them in the person.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, you need to get into a house. Stop renting. How long are you going to keep renting? Here's my card. Call me, right?
Right.
No, your auntie is like, look, this is what we have available. This is your opportunity to leave a legacy. My foundation has always been Proverbs 13:22. A wise man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. And so when I think of an inheritance, I think of a legacy. Most men have children and they're like, I want my son, I want my daughter to have my last name.
Right.
This is my legacy. And so that's the same concept as Proverbs 13:22. It's your name because you are ultimately the CEO of your last name, right? Yep. And so that's where I came up with the brand of being the real estate auntie. So even though I wanted to be the auntie with no kids and a dog, I have an amazing daughter and no dog, and I am the community auntie, right? The community real estate auntie.
Yeah, because I'm not hearing nobody else say they the auntie or nothing.
Right.
But you're literally my auntie.
Yes.
No, literally,
yes.
You're my auntie.
Yes.
So I just love how you set yourself apart from other realtors, and you're more than just trying to sell somebody a house. Like your purpose is way deeper.
Absolutely.
As you just explained, like that's amazing to me, and I feel like that is a great journey to have that mindset as an entrepreneur, not only just an entrepreneur but an educator as well. And I just I just love. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that because she's my auntie, but I've just always look up to you.
Oh, thank
you. You and Tiara, y'all are like, and Carla, you guys are like my favorite aunties, and you guys are like really like doing that. You guys are like walking that path and showing what other people need to be doing as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, you know the cloth that we're cut from, right?
Yeah.
We are cut from a cloth of hard workers. And so I have this funny thing I say here recently to myself. I say, you have to walk your ABCD. Always, what is it? Oh my gosh, I just forgot what it is. And I literally say it to myself every day. But always build confidence and dedication to exceed. Always build confidence and dedication to exceed.
So, I love that.
Yes. So I try to stay confident. I try to stay dedicated, so that I can reach my next level. It's been a great journey as an entrepreneur. I cannot lie. It's been some ups and downs in it too. You know, things happen. It doesn't always happen like you expect it to. But I think one of my greatest joys of being an entrepreneur is that I really started that journey when my daughter was a senior in senior in high school. At the time, it was presented to me to leave my full-time job and work in the family business of real estate. Mm-hmm. My daughter is getting ready to enter her high school senior year. And from the time I found out that I was pregnant with her up until that time, I was a hard worker. Sometimes I worked 2 jobs. Mm-hmm. And when I didn't work 2 jobs, I worked long hours because of the position that I was in. I was always there. I was always a present parent to where I'm at the football games if she wanted to go to a football game. When she played basketball, basketball, Girl Scouts, soccer, mm-hmm. I was always there, but it wasn't quality time that I was there. I would have to go watch her participate and then either take her back to work with me, or she would be going home with one of her aunts, mm-hmm. or her uncles, right? But her senior year, I literally became a very intentional, present parent. And literally at that time, me and my daughter we always had a close relationship, mm-hmm. but we literally became best friends that year because I was from senior sunrise to senior sunset. Mm-hmm. I was there. I was at the school assemblies. I was at the football games. I was at anything she could imagine that she wanted me to be at, mm-hmm. or that I wanted to be at. I was there, and it felt amazing. I wouldn't trade that for the world. And becoming an entrepreneur, that gave me that.
Right.
And so that's something like nobody can ever take away from me, right? Mm-hmm. That became an experience that my daughter will probably never forget, even though she may be like, Mom, do you really gotta come? Are you sure you? And it's funny because that's how it started. She's like, Mom, you don't have to come to this one.
Right.
But then when she got to college in Jackson State, she was like, Mom, if you're not coming, I'm not doing it. I'm like, Jay, you signed up to be in a beauty pageant. You signed up to run for Miss Jackson State. She was like, but if you're not coming, I literally lived in Jackson because she was used to me being there up until the 12th grade. Mm-hmm. But the dedication that I could give in the 12th grade,
yeah.
The girl is about to go back and get her doctorate, and she still expected me to show up, right?
But I wanted to bring it back to where you were saying, where you had to, from the beginning, mm-hmm. that balance of being like an entrepreneur, because I know we have some mothers that are listening, and they're wanting to they don't know how to balance that, that entrepreneurship and taking care of your family at the same time. Because right now, that's what I'm dealing with right now. Just like working, like feels like you're working nonstop. You said you had late nights, working 2 jobs at that, and then still have to be there. And then you would take her to practice, and then bring her back to the office
with me sometimes.
Yeah, I'm experiencing that right now myself. But as you said, like that sacrifice and that hard work right now is gonna pay off later.
Yes.
So you can be present, because I be having some guilt sometimes too. I know, like, have you experienced, like, what advice would you give to like mothers that are like trying to start that entrepreneur journey? Like, it's hard.
Right.
Like,
it is.
I feel guilty for like working, but it's like I have to work so we can have a great future. Like you said,
absolutely.
Like, Jay was good.
Yeah.
You there? You didn't miss a beat. She's good. Like, what would you encourage? Like, how do you encourage mothers that are on that path to like stick it through?
First, I would say is be honest with yourself, right? The other thing is, I don't want to get it twisted. I missed some beats, right? But I made a lot of beats a priority. And so I had to, if people could see my calendar, back when Jayla was probably in like the 2nd or 3rd grade, I literally bought a pack of markers, and I was very intentional about my schedule. And so I made it, Jayla was probably 2nd grade, so that's 7 or 8 years old. I had those conversations with her early. And so as parents, we think our kids don't understand. No, my baby was like 7 or 8.
Right.
And I was like, look, mommy is going to do this, and it's probably going to take me this long to accomplish it. And so I need you to be patient with me. Like, I need you to understand we have to do things this way so that later on in life, we're not still trying to figure it out, right?
Exactly.
So roadblocks happen, things get off track. But at the end of the day, stay focused on what you're trying to accomplish. And the beauty of it right now is that your babies are still little.
Right.
And so they would love to be at their grandmother's house with all the other kids. Don't feel guilty about that, because it's not like you're saying go to grandma's house, go to papa's house so you can go hang out at the club. Like, you're really trying to make something happen for them.
Right.
So stay encouraged, stay focused, keep your eye on the end result. And that's with anything that you do, right? I just told you I'll be going back to school this year. On August 25th, I start school. What does that look like? I don't have the little babies anymore.
Right.
But everybody's used to me being an empty nester now, right? Everybody's used to me being an entrepreneur where I can go let's take flights, not, what does it say? We catch flights, not feelings.
Yep.
That's me and my crew, right? We like, oh, we going to homecoming here. We gonna make it to this homecoming. We're gonna hit it up the Florida game. They're used to that, right? Now I gotta let them know, look, I have a business. I'm teaching, and I'm going back to school. And so I gotta set that expectation and understand nobody's gonna understand it. Nobody's understanding your future like you.
Right.
So sometimes you gotta take the kids.
Right.
And they gotta be okay with it. I literally at one point was taking Jayla to work and school. And we did our homework together. We didn't always have it perfect.
Right.
But I made what I had work, and I wasn't feeling guilty about anything.
Right.
And when I tell you I don't front, I will let the world know I utilize my village in raising that child. met her third grade teacher today. That was
Yep.
part of my village, right? My mom, her dad's mom, her dad, we all made it work. We figured it out for each other. And look, I'm proud of what I had to do.
Right.
I would do it all over again because at the end of the day, my child understands structure. She understands discipline. She understands sacrifice. And she understands that the world isn't perfect.
Right.
But we make our situations perfect for us.
Right.
So stay encouraged.
Yes.
Know you're on the right track. You're doing great because you're around the right people.
Yes.
You have a great village around you. Use your village. My mom wasn't always up to watching Jayla, and she would fuss. She'd be like, I'm a new school grandma. And I'm like, Mom, but I'm trying to go to work. I got to go to work. And she would fuss. I would listen to her fuss. And then she'd be like, bring that girl over. I knew she was going to say it.
Right.
So I'm going to be humble. I'm going to let you fuss at me. And then I'm going to drop your grandbaby off. Because we got moves to make.
Exactly. Power moves to
Power
make. Okay.
moves, right.
So like the parents that are listening, like entrepreneurship, it's possible. Yes.
Yes.
We just heard just the surface. We didn't even get to the deep stuff that you had to go through as your journey as an entrepreneur. But it sounds like entrepreneurship is a mindset.
Absolutely.
Like you have to think like an entrepreneur, move everything, your personal life,
yes.
like you're branding yourself or something like that, and you have to have the right people. You have that safe space and people that's going to help you get to where you want to be.
Right. And you got to understand, some of those spaces feel real lonely.
Right.
It's real lonely sometimes in entrepreneurship because you can't be around people who aren't encouraging you correctly. You love them, but sometimes they don't understand you as an entrepreneur, especially the generations before me.
Right.
They're used to, okay, I made minimum wage. Now I'm making $80,000 a year. The reason I became an entrepreneur is because my husband at the time was making what I was making by going to work 52 weeks a year, maybe taking off 3 days here, 2 days here, but I literally worked all 52 weeks. Was making what I was making in 2 or 3 months. So me looking at that, I'm like, I can be an entrepreneur and there's no cap on what I can make.
Right.
In a job, they're going to say, here's your contract. If my company makes $6 billion this year, you're still going to make 60,000.
Right.
70,000. Now, if I figure out what you doing to make the billion, and now I go figure out what problem I can solve and have an endless resource, nobody gets to tell me how much money I can make. Right. Now, I might contract with you and negotiate, but you don't get to tell me at the end of the day what lifestyle I get to lead.
So with that being said, like shifting it to your real estate business, how did that transition go for you? Like you said you like to solve problems, so what is your intention when becoming a realtor? The real estate auntie.
Right. So originally with real estate, I realized that people needed opportunity, especially in the underserved communities. They needed somebody to really break it down so that they can understand and break the cycle so that they can build empires, right? Empire doesn't mean, oh, I bought a house, now I live in this house for the rest of my life. That's not my goal. My goal in real estate, the transition was, I need to show these people how that building wealth, investing in real estate. If you look it up now, it'll tell you there's 3 ways to build wealth. The top 3 ways: real estate, entrepreneurship, and stocks, which is all taking a risk, right?
Right.
And so you can't have this uniformed mindset that I'm just going to buy a house and live in it forever. But why do people have that mindset?
Right.
Because they don't know any better.
Right.
They think I'm buying a house so that I can live in it forever. So my goal for my clients was, I don't want to be a transactional real estate agent.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be like your insurance agent or your family bank. I want for generations to buy houses from me, right?
Right.
I want my name tied to your house, your children's house, your children's children's house, because when you get in a bank, guess what? When I was growing up, my grandfather was in Clark County Credit Union.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was in Clark County Credit Union. And when I got my first bank account, I was in Clark County Credit Union.
Mm-hmm.
And now we all know many entrepreneurs in the Valley, where we all go, Nevada or Bank of Nevada, right?
Mm-hmm.
We over trying to hit up Jerry Merritt.
Right.
And we're trying to be, I want to be that for the real estate community. When they think of real estate, they're going to think about the real estate auntie. Mm-hmm. They're going to be like, she answered my call. She was patient with me. She celebrated with me. It's funny. Every client I've sold with this year, I didn't know them from a grain of salt. But they're like, oh, you auntie now.
Right.
Like, they literally take me in as auntie. And it's funny because I have one set of clients that I sold to in April. And it was new couple, young couple, don't have children yet. They're like, oh, next step is to make you a great auntie. And I was like, oh, okay.
So what are some like false perceptions that so if somebody's like trying to get to be a realtor, like what are some false perceptions that upcoming like realtors get when they're starting into this industry?
That you're just gonna make money and not do anything. That is not how that's not how any entrepreneurship industry works, right? Mm-hmm. No. You make as much as you want. You make as much as you give.
Right.
And so becoming a real estate agent, you really have to know commission is commission. Mm-hmm. No matter what industry you're in. It's only so far you can go with your sphere of influence.
Yeah.
Now you have to figure out how you take that and spread the word. How do you create the loyal brand champions that are going to say your name in rooms when you're not there? And what sacrifices are you going to make so that you can be in some rooms, so that you can build that community of people who are saying your name, whether you're there or not?
Right.
It's fun. I can go to the gas station and somebody's like, hey, auntie. And I'm like, oh, which one of my babies? Oh, that is not. And they're like, oh, I see you on Facebook. Or my friend gave me your business card or your flyer. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And now we have a conversation. And so all I need is the conversation. And I promise you, I'm auntie from there on out.
It sounds like you actually build like a real relationship.
Absolutely.
With your clients. And I feel like what I've seen from my personal experience, like some realtors be like, okay, my face is on this sign to sell this house. They're going to come to me. I don't have to do nothing. I don't have to reach out to these clients. I don't have to build a connection with them. They should come to me. They want to buy a house.
Right.
That's what I'm just saying what I've seen. I don't know. You probably see more than that. But I'm like you said, you have to position yourself. You have to be out there like an entrepreneur in the real estate business.
So the thing about people like that is, yes, they build a name for themselves. Like, some people are going to go to Keller Williams because it's Keller Williams. But the thing about it is you have to work so hard to get to that status Whereas if you build those relationships, it's a lot easier to build your business and manage your business. And I think one of the things we also have to remember is say what you mean and mean what you say in your business. Don't over promise and under deliver. Deliver what you promise.
Yeah.
And if you can deliver more, great. But at least deliver what you promise. And so that takes you being consistent.
Right.
And so until you get there, you have to be consistent. You got to show up and you have to deliver.
What are some resources would you give to those that are looking to start their realtor business? Like, what's the first step would you suggest to them?
So funny, hot off the press. I am actually working right now to launch. I have a new realtor training program.
Okay, that's a power move.
Yes. Wow. And so what I love about the training program is sometimes, well, not even sometimes, most people go to real estate school and they teach us what we need to know to pass the test, but we don't really know the real world the moves in the real world is totally different. Nobody showed me how to open a manual lockbox.
Right.
They told me that I would have a membership with the LVR, click the app on my phone, hold it to the lockbox, and that's how I'll get the key. They just assumed because I went to high school when we had manual locks that you would know how to open these lock boxes. And there's like 50 of them.
Right.
And so being a hands-on person, I learn better when I'm hands-on. And so I created a new agent training program that tells you exactly how to actually operate and build your business as a realtor in the real world.
Wow.
And when I came out of real estate school, people assumed, oh, your husband is a realtor. You know everything. No, I didn't.
Right.
I really had to get out and pay for other classes because, again, it was like, oh, you don't know how to open a lock? No, I don't. Where are you? Come help me open this lockbox. You're my broker. I need you to get. Well, I'm in North Las Vegas and you in Henderson. Do I make my clients wait 30 minutes? No. So it really, and then also I wanted to know how to build me up as a realtor.
Right.
And so I also teach that in the program, from balancing your schedule to balancing your finances. There's a little bit in there on managing your finances as a business owner.
Right.
And so it's a calendar in there so you can manage your day. One of the other things is managing how you are going to brand yourself.
Right.
So there's some purpose activities in the program to where you really find out what's going to drive you, what's going to be your why, what's your purpose in doing this real estate business. So follow me on all social media platforms if you're looking to become a realtor, and let's partner and see how I can help you scale your business to the next level.
I love that.
Yes.
Y'all better follow her.
Yes.
Those that are looking
Yes.
to be that great entrepreneur as a realtor, y'all better follow her.
Absolutely.
Y'all better go to that class, get that information from her.
Yes. So I'm on all social media platforms and LinkedIn as Marquetta Deville. You'll see my picture in my pink.
Yes. We love the pink.
Yes, I do.
So just to close out, what is one power move would you suggest for listeners that are listening about entrepreneurship, about realtor, anything in that space? What is one power move that you want to give them?
So being a realtor, the power move that I am going to give you is understand when you're hiring a realtor, it's like hiring your attorney. We often know the behind the scenes that is not often given to you, especially when you're going to a new home builder. Get somebody that you can be 100% real with, because you're just going to be frustrated, or you're going to feel like they didn't do their job because you didn't have that real relationship, right? So when hiring a realtor, treat it like your attorney. Who wants the free attorney that's given to you? No, you want somebody who's going to understand you, understand your situation, understand the industry, so that you're locked into the resources and you're properly educated, and then you still have that person you can come back to even when the transaction is closed out.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Marquetta, for joining the Power Moves with Amaya, Real Estate Auntie.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And you dropped some great knowledge to everybody out there. So
thank you. You know, I always say not all superheroes wear capes. Some of us wear heels. And my superpower is I carry the keys to your dream home. So,
okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing amazing. Super proud of you.
Thank you.
Look forward to seeing all the great opportunities that are coming out of your future events and podcasting. Yes. I think you're going to do some great things and some new.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Marquetta Deville, for being on Power Moves with Amaya. And I'm so glad that you're here, because when I think of entrepreneurship, you were one of the top people that I thought about. I was like, she needs to be on this podcast to explain her journey. So I just want people to know about who you are and how you got started with your journey.
Okay, thank you so much for having me. As you said, my name is Marquetta Deville. I'm the Real Estate Auntie. And what I love about what I do is entrepreneurship. I found to be my purpose, my ministry. It has given me an opportunity to do what I actually do on an everyday basis. They say when you become an entrepreneur, what would you do even if you didn't get paid for it, right? And so one thing that I noticed is that doors are always opened. And so I want to make sure that I can plug people in where they need help. And so entrepreneurship has given me the opportunity to do just that. When somebody needs a home, I can help you get a home. If you need education on getting a home, I can do just that. And it's so funny, I was recently asked, but why the Real Estate Auntie? And so the reason I chose to be the Real Estate Auntie as my brand, as you know, you have your mom, you have your dad, you have your grandparents, but your auntie, that is the person that you can really keep it real with, and they're going to tell you a right from wrong, and then you know how to receive it, right? It's not mom just saying, no, Amaya, you can't do that because of X, Y, and Z. Your auntie will say, baby, that don't make no sense. And you receive it differently, right? Mm-hmm. So being the Real Estate Auntie sets me apart from everybody else who's in real estate. And there's 15,000 realtors in state of Nevada alone.
Wow.
And so being the Real Estate Auntie, I've created this safe place to where it doesn't matter if you're not ready for a home today. Eventually, you're going to keep hearing me in the back of your mind saying, you know what? My auntie told me that I need to get into a home. And you begin to work on that, and it has a different effect than you just seeing somebody on television or hearing them on the radio or running into them in the person. Mm-hmm. And they're like, you need to get into a house.
That's a wrap on this episode of Power Moves with Amaya. I hope you're leaving inspired and ready to make your next move your best move. Don't forget to follow us at Some New Solution Zone on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn for more gems, updates, and behind the scenes. And if you like what you heard, go ahead and subscribe, share, and leave a review. We love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, stay bold, stay focused, and always stay in the zone.